Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla semi-advocate, back from about a 10-day absence. Need to go fishing every now and then to keep the head straight. Anyway, this first video is going to be basically an assessment of where we stand in the last 10 days and what, if any, damage was done, or what was the impact of the deluge that flooded USA Parkway, I-80, and Electric Avenue leading up into the Tesla and Giga Nevada factories. So the word on the street is that one of those heavy pieces of equipment that Joe Tegmeyer has spotted leaving Texas, Giga Texas, and that have been stored there for over a year are due to arrive. So early in the morning to do an assessment and perhaps catch that piece of heavy equipment. The first thing I noticed is there is no gantry crane assembled outside of the stamping press building. And if you have been following along, and if you've really been paying attention, you probably know that they set the gantry crane from Griffin Industries up just to the right of the drone that we're looking at right now. And they load the heavy piece of stamping equipment or other heavy assembly equipment. They lift it with the gantry crane, and then they place it on the propelled mover that is sort of a land drone for heavy equipment. And if you paid attention, one of the most recent videos showed that piece of equipment being staged and moved into position underneath what is almost certainly a stamping press. And then we caught that stamping press being lowered. I was hoping to catch the same sort of footage today, and spoiler alert, we did not see any of that. However, I did get approximately 30 minutes of video, and I'm only going to put about 12 minutes into this initial video, which will be a circumnavigation around the plant. And at the end of this video, or later on in one of the other videos that I'll post from today's footage, we do see what appears to be the beginning of Griffin Industries assembling the gantry crane. And I think that there's a good chance that that next piece of equipment will be delivered tomorrow. And I'll do my best to capture that for you. In the interim, we'll do an assessment and a review of what's going on at the Tesla Semi Gigafactory, Giga Semi, as I've affectionately named it. And this parking lot is fairly new. It's been striped and is now being used. And one interesting thing I would like to point out is that the number of chillers or AC units on the top of this building are appropriate for a normal factory. However, if you've seen any of my previous videos of the AI data centers that are being built in this area, they have probably 6x the number of AC units per square foot, maybe more. They require massive cooling. And so you'll see in upcoming videos and in past videos the massive amount of chillers that are put on a factory of this size. So continuing on our circumnavigation, we're coming up the eastern side of the building, heading north. And I was very interested to see the progress in the last 10 days of the Mega Charger. They haven't done much. They have the lighting, everything seems ready. I'd be surprised if that equipment doesn't come in soon. Maybe they don't have the utility hooked up yet, but I have seen on superchargers where they'll build the entire supercharger station and sometimes wait a month for the utility company to connect the power. In any event, here is the temporary guard shack is still being used. I was interested to see because that guard shack is not the permanent guard shack. Normally in the future, they will drive into this guard shack that you're seeing at the bottom right, but they're not using that just yet. A lot of vehicles parked up here. You may be aware that these vehicles, in addition to being working on the assembly line for GigaSemi, many of them are being shuttled down to the LFP CATL battery production building just down the road. We are now at the northeast corner. It's early morning, so the lighting is good here. And now I just want to take a little look at the drainage, because we did have a massive deluge and a large amount of water with a bunch of disruption. And I was curious how the Tesla GigaSemi factory fared. They had put a lot of work into drainage because the Gigafactory 1, Legacy Gig in Nevada, has issues. They call it Lake Tesla sometimes up there when it rains, at least in the beginning, in the first 4 to 5 years. I don't know if they've addressed it, but it looks to me like the engineering for drainage and stormwater management has worked very well. As I drove into here, I could see a lot of flooding on the road that was still being cleared up on Electric Avenue, USA Parkway, and down at the Truckee River, you could see a giant sandbar was blocking half of the flow of the Truckee River. So it was a significant water event. This is clearly going to be an escape ramp filled with sand. And by the way, they're look to be doing the final prep on the Tesla Semi test track. And I expect to see that paved pretty soon. This is part of the stormwater management. A lot of work was put into these rocks and riprap and these drainage. The reason that they put a little S-curve in it is to slow the flow. And you can see this retention pond 10 days later still has quite a bit of water in it. And 10 days ago, that had to have been much higher. All in all, I would say that the Tesla stormwater management worked very well. During the deluge, Chinook salmon were seen swimming upriver to spawn in the drainage channels. And if you believe that, I've got a brand new Tesla Semi to sell you. And a Roadster. And a new Roadster. One thing about that, you just saw that smokestack. I believe that has to do with battery production. But that is a constant. That steam or whatever that is that we see. Again, the final part of this video is I zoom in, I fly in, and I check out the big dog Tesla Semi, and that has been parked here, standing guard over the semi factory construction since before the footings were dug. and kind of wanted to see if maybe they had put another Easter egg in there for the Tesla Semi Advocate viewers. I don't see anything, but I do always like to check in. This, in my estimation, is the future of transportation, of logistics transportation. And it just looks like the future to me. And the factory behind it will be pumping out 50,000 of these Tesla semis a year when it fully ramps up near the end of 2026, projected. Not generally being one to grovel, but I would sure love it if someone on high at Tesla could arrange a ride in a Tesla Semi for the Tesla Semi Advocate. That is, I swear I'm going to manifest that. If the law of attraction works, I have been attracting a ride in a Tesla Semi for about 2 years now. So it generally works. So I'm putting that thought out there, and hopefully that'll happen. Thanks for joining.